Hello, Lakeview Lancers. It's Miss Pyatt, your school counselor. We at Lakeview have been working so hard. The teachers, the staff, the administrators, we have been working and working and working to get our campus ready for you all to come back. And we cannot wait to see you on Monday. One of our many changes that we're putting into place this year to make things safer for our students is our new dismissal program that we're going to be using called School Dismissal Manager. Many of you probably heard about it through Meet Your Teacher this week, and you might have some questions, which I'm hoping this video will answer. So, we're going to be using this program, and you should have gotten a welcome email from School Dismissal Manager Wednesday evening. So I need you to go into your email and look for an email that would have come from Lakeview Elementary School. And in the subject line, you would see something about school dismissal instructions. So you're going to get into that email, and there's going to be some information at the top of the email with a username and temporary password just for you. Further down in this email, there's some specific questions that are answered. There's a frequently asked questions section and just some fast facts about the program and why it's so useful. What's going to be really great about this program is that we're going to be able to keep the kids socially distanced in their classroom until their proper dismissal method happens for them. So we are going to have all of our families on campus download and use this app, regardless of how your child goes home each day. Some kids are going to be walkers, bike riders. Some are going to go to aftercare, some will ride the bus, and some will use the car line. Despite how your child goes home, we want to encourage you to use this app either on your desktop or on your smartphone, because what it's going to allow you to do is make changes in how your child is dismissed each day. So where we're going to start is I'm going to have you get into that email that was sent to you on Wednesday. If you didn't receive this email, I want you to go ahead and contact me, Mrs. Pyatt. That's Lauren Pyatt, and you can reach me by phone here at the school, or you can email me directly, and my email is Lauren, Lauren, .Pyatt, Piatt, at sarasotacountyschools.net. So once you do receive this email, you're going to click on the link that's provided, and you're going to note your username and passcode. The first time you log in, it is going to have you change from the temporary code they sent you to a code that you decide. So go ahead and get in there and do that. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. Now, here is where you'll come to once you click that link in your email, and you're going to use your username that they provided. And the first time that you sign in, you are also going to change your password. So you'll use the temporary password that they gave you, and then after the first time you sign in, you can use the password that you have created. So once you get logged in, you're going to see this screen pop up first. This is your home screen. And from this home screen, you are going to see the current month's calendar. And you can scroll down and look through the whole month. And the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to look at the defaults. So you can see this is my account. And here are my children who their default every day after school will be that they are going to aftercare. You can see it's the default because it's the way they go home most days. And for them, it's how they go home every day. But there are some times where I'm going to need to pick them up differently, or maybe I have another person coming to pick up my child. So here is where I can make those changes. So when you log in, the first thing I want you to do is check to make sure that you can see all the children that should be connected to your account. So if you have one child, you'll see the one child. If you have more than one child, you should see more than one child. And if this default is not correct for you, if it's been entered in improperly, or if it says unassigned, I want you to go ahead and set a new default for each child. So you're going to go right here to this button where it says Set and View Defaults. So you can see here, it gives me some options. Here are each of my students, and I can update default dismissal. So I'll click here, and I can choose from the drop-down menu how I want it to change. So if I decide that instead of going to aftercare every day, I'm going to have my child go to the Bentry car line every day, I'd click here, and it's going to ask me who's going to be picking this child up. And I'm going to click myself or another parent, and then I can choose the parent. So let's say that my husband will be picking him up. And then I'm going to hit Update Default Dismissal. So as soon as I do that, you can look in the defaults here, and you can see that now every day he's listed as a Bentry car line. But my other child, since I didn't change him yet, is still listed as aftercare. So I'm going to go ahead and change him back because I still want him to go to aftercare. Now, let's say that my child has someone picking him up just on Monday, the first day of school. So I can go into this Monday block. I clicked right on the date, and it shows that their default dismissal is aftercare, but I want to make a change that's only going to last for one day. So I can hit this button here that says Add Exception. So let's say on Monday, my child will be going home through the Lake Sarasota car line. And I'm going to select a parent. And I can also, so all the parents that I have listed in my account are in here, but I can also say, I don't know who's picking them up. It's going to be one of us. So I can hit any parent, and I can hit Update. Now, if you can see on the calendar, the tile has actually changed colors. So the grayed out tiles have already passed. The darker gray tiles are what my default is set at. And now where I've made an exception, a one-day exception, has turned green. So there is how you can set defaults, and you can change your child's dismissal method for the day. You can do this far in advance, months in advance, or you can do it the very same day. And you can see right up here at the top, each day you can make changes up until 2:15. So you can change your child's dismissal method each day until 2:15, and that message will be sent to the teachers. Now I'm going to take you into what the smartphone app looks like and how you get logged in there. So here you can see what the app would look like on an iPhone. You can see down here in the second from the bottom row of what the app will look like on an iPhone. And you can go ahead and click that, and it's going to bring you to the sign-in screen. It does give you the option of saving your username and password so you don't have to remember it each time. So I'm going to go ahead and log in from here. Now you can see what the login page looks like, and it mirrors everything you've done on the desktop page as well. So you can see here, I still see my calendar. I can make changes through here to how they're getting home each day. I can add exceptions. I can change defaults, and it's a really helpful way to make changes. All right, so now that you understand how to log into both the desktop app and to the iPhone app, and how to make changes for a one-time event and how to make changes regularly for your child, I want to share with you how our car line parents are going to use the iPhone app to pick up their children from the car line. So I'm going to show you what it looks like on a smartphone when you pull into the line. And remember, when you're pulling into the line, you should have set up your default dismissal for the correct car line. Lakeview Elementary is so lucky. We have 2 car lines, which makes dismissal a lot quicker for us and a lot less confusing than it is at a lot of other schools. There's less chaos, there's less frustration, there's less traffic. So we are really, really lucky to have the 2 car lines. So generally our car lines, we have 2, and one is called the Bent Tree car line, and that's going to be the car line that's closest to the Bent Tree neighborhood. And generally that's going to be used for our 1st graders, 3rd graders, and 5th graders. Our Lake Sarasota car line, which faces the Lake Sarasota neighborhood, is generally for our kindergartners, 2nd graders, and 4th graders. But if you have children in more than one grade level, then you're going to have all your children be dismissed to the side with the youngest student. So for instance, if you have a kindergartner, a 1st grader, and a 5th grader, they're all going to be dismissed to the kindergarten Lake Sarasota side because your kindergartner is in the Lake Sarasota loop. So that should reflect in your school dismissal manager app as well. So as you're pulling into our car line, you can go ahead and log into the system. Once you have stopped in traffic or you have pulled into the loading zone, please, please, please don't be using your phone while you're driving, because we need to be focused on what's happening around us and we need to be safe. So once you've pulled in, if you are backed up in traffic, you can log into the app. Or if you're here before time and you have pulled all the way into the loading zones, you can then open the app. I'm going to show you what it looks like.
So once you log in, this is going to be the same screen that you would have made changes on for your calendar. You're also going to see this blue button pop up here where it says click here to check in. That should show up about 15 minutes prior to dismissal. And it's really, really important that you do not click this check-in button until you have reached the check-in area.
So in each car line, there's going to be a very clearly marked area that says check in now. So once you have passed those check in now signs, then you are welcome to hit that check in button. It's really important that you don't hit that button until after you've passed the check in now sign and your vehicle is located in the loading zone. Because as soon as you hit that button, it's going to signal a message to your child's teacher to indicate that they can be dismissed from the classroom to come out to load into the vehicle. And we don't want children dismissed until you are in the loading zone, because if we have too many children standing around waiting for their cars to pull up, we're not going to be able to socially distance them appropriately. So once they are dismissed from their classroom, they're going to come out to the loop. There'll be a staff member manning the loading gates, and they will check to make sure that your car tag matches the child that wants to load. We'll help them get loaded in, and once your child is safely loaded, you can go ahead and pull out of the loading area. Remember, if the car in front of you loads and pulls away, you can pull up to the next loading gate so we can keep that line moving efficiently and we can check in and load new children behind your car. We are so excited to use this program. We know that using new things and learning new things can sometimes be scary and confusing, but I'm confident that if we work together, we can make the school dismissal manager program really successful for Lakeview Elementary School. So Lancers, we cannot wait to see you on Monday morning.